Good afternoon. My name's Tom Evans. I am the Operations Manager for the Waste Service in Walsall. This is Joe Dines, one of my colleagues. He works with the Education and Enforcement. Job will go out and speak with residents when they get the recycling wrong. I just want to say, start with WHG. We've been working closely with WHG for the last couple of years, and I've got to give it to WHG, they are one of our better partners. They put a lot of effort into recycling. Their management team and frontline staff spend a lot of time with residents, bringing us in to do community groups and recycling initiatives. I'm sorry, my voice is getting a little bit wobbly. So yeah, WHG should be applauded. They do a lot of work on recycling. I brought some facts and figures from Clean and Green. 120,000 tonnes of waste we collect per year. That's from the refuse collection vehicles and the CA sites. Majority of the waste is sent for conversion to electricity. Recycling goes to the material recovery facility. Garden waste goes for composting, and asbestos fridges, those kind of materials get dealt by specialists. Only 5,700 tonnes of our waste actually goes to landfill. So it's a minimal amount. It's still more than we'd actually like. But at this point in time, it's unavoidable. Our recycling is collected as a commingled, so all recycling goes into one bin. It allows us to collect more recycling. When we asked residents to separate waste on the site, we collected a smaller amount of recycling, all into one bin, allowed us to recover more. Next slide, please. Our advertising for the recycling, which you'll see on the sides of our recycling refuse vehicles since last year, is a simplified version. We used to distribute a top 20 list, which we found created some confusion. If we didn't stipulate a particular item, a resident wouldn't put it in the bin at all. They'd send it to landfill or to be converted to electricity. So we decided to limit it down to the 5 categories and put a more emphasis on separating the waste from mixed materials, making sure the materials are clean. And it seems to have had an impact to where our recycling has actually gone up because of it. 22,500 tonnes of our waste is recycling, and 3,000 tonnes of that is actually plastics. So that's the plastics that actually gets recycled, not compared to the plastics that actually gets put into the bin, because some of it is a non-recyclable material which gets filtered out of the MRF. Thank you. Some of the things we ask the residents to do to help us recycle is check the label on the plastic item. Many items will tell you if it's recyclable or not. Check our website and the leaflets that we distribute. We usually distribute leaflets twice a year. We'll try to include recycling information on all of our leaflets. Washing the containers. The food containers are a big problem for us. When they go into the bins with waste still contained, it will contaminate the entirety of not just the bin, but the vehicle that bin's been collected in. And that can get the recycling load turned away at the MRF to where then we have to dispose of it through landfill or other means. Removing the paper sleeves from cardboard and plastic, so it's separating the waste down into a single waste type, or removing even just the plastic film from the top of food trays. We can't, it says black bags, we can't recycle black bags, we can't recycle anything that's black at the moment, so any black plastic is non-recyclable for us. So your microwavable food trays along them lines are all non-recyclable at the moment. Obviously food waste, nappies, they're our main topics of contamination at the moment. Obviously recycling isn't the solution for all plastics at the moment. Crisp packets, we can't recycle them through our current methods of recycling at the moment in our collection. Hard plastics, the films leads from the ready meal, polystyrene. Polystyrene is a particular problem. It's non-recyclable, and it doesn't matter which waste stream it actually goes into. It very often ends up on the street because it's so small and so light that the way we collect the waste, it will spill out the back of the bin wagon, it'll blow across the streets, and it can be very hard to recover, which then ends up in the waterways and other things. Drinks bottles form a large part of our street litter, which we collect from the streets, the parks, the open spaces. Currently that doesn't get recycled. We don't have a facility to separate that waste, so our litter pickers, street sweepers will go out, they tip off Fry's Road CA site, and that waste all goes then to generate electricity to a landfill. That's it for the presentation. It was just a few slides to some facts and figures. Joe Dines is going to do a talk now on some of the initiatives that he does, working with schools and community groups. Joe and his team will go out and speak with residents regarding contamination and what assistance we can give on an individual basis rather than a blanket leaflet or along them lines.
Hi, how you doing? Over the last 5 years, I was a refuge collector for Tom's team on the back. Coming to this new role now as an education enforcement officer. And to be quite honest, from where I was checking the bins before it went onto the lorry, never seen where it went after, never seen what it gets made into. Kind of made me think after I was doing this job now, where I do work with WHG, other social housings, and going day to day to people's houses and explaining what you can and can't recycle. Back to like what Tom says, it's like things like hard plastic, toys and things like that. You know, like your cereal containers, anything what you have to think physically, what you can squeeze, crush, and you need to sit there for about 6 hours with super glue trying to put it back together because it just doesn't pop back into a form. Stuff like that can't be recycled. Don't know why at the moment, it's just where it's been processed already over and over again. So what we try to get out to the public is what I'd say is like a Coca-Cola bottle, if you can squeeze it and it goes straight back into form. We want that kind of soft plastic all day long for where it goes up into Leicester, who we use as case pack. Again, at the moment in time, like Tom says, black food trays and stuff like that, it can't be recycled at the time. I don't know why. With the technology, you think nowadays it can be, but unfortunately, with the people we use, it can't be at the moment. Hopefully, with steps to come, it can be. And hopefully, more and more items, they find a way of recycling anyway, so then you don't find them into the canal, so the River Trust are not there picking them out, other things like that. So hopefully, your single-use plastic scheme as well, we can cut out other things, and hopefully, we can make the environment a lot better. Obviously leaves me out of a job but but still, hopefully, all in all, we can hopefully work together and bring this forward, and especially, hopefully, we can live a better life. Okay. Well, thanks for asking. Any questions after we finish? Don't mind asking anyway.
I just wanted to add as well is the schools and the young people. Obviously, we do a lot of work with the schools, and if anybody wants to be involved, I promise I won't talk with such a wobbly voice if we come and do a presentation. We do like to come around the schools and get involved and do a presentation with the kids, because teaching the kids to go home and then teach the parents does work. It works for me, it's worked for my family and people I talk to all the time. Yeah. The kids go home and educate the parents, and it really is a good thing. Yeah. Thank you.
I think, Tom, that last point that you made is very relevant, because I think you're going to schools will actually really contextualize what we are trying to do.